very full. Don't call the fire marshal, please. We are at max capacity here. This is a rematch, David.
Yeah.
Met a couple times already. Seth Mendoza and Jax Forrest underway. And 132, it's Jax in the red, Mendoza in the black. And Jax Forrest has wrestled the last two Who's #1s. Both have been barn burners. 2 years ago against Nate Jesseroga. Last year against Jordan Rainey, an 18-15 final.
Mendoza's been in this event too a couple years ago. These two guys have averaged 25 points per match between them and their opponents.
That's unbelievable. So expect some points here. Jax, you may have watched him a couple weeks ago at the Senior World Team Trials. He also wrestled at the Olympic Trials as he gets that 2-on-1.
This is the 4th match between these two in less than a year. Mendoza took one of them, Forrest the other two.
Both guys have great carries. Mendoza was able to execute it in Vegas. Got a couple feet to back exposures from his fireman's carry. Jax, of course, known for his slide by, as we're both gauging. Short offense there for Mendoza as they come out of it. Minute 40 to go in the first. You see Mendoza doing a good job pulling off the ties. Elbow control for Seth Mendoza. There's that slide by for Jax Forrest, trying to step around, nothing yet. Mendoza fighting, looking for the finish. There's 3 for Jax Forrest. He strikes first. Immediately gets that boot in, and he's gonna go to work from the top position. You see Mendoza hanging on that arm. That's gonna make it tough for him, for Jax to work out. Now freeze that arm. Mendoza gonna be able to wrestle back in position for a reversal, but Jax, like a cat, able to recover and just give up the escape. And there's a shot. Now we're mixing it up. Mendoza in on the leg, diving over the top. Jax Forrest, minute to go here in the first period. Mendoza trying to get a takedown of his own. Trying to pass now is Jax Forrest, but Mendoza looks comfortable here as he's going to wrestle in this position. With that foot on the outside, it's going to be hard for him to finish. And now Jax, man, saved by the edge is Seth Mendoza. What a counter there by Jax.
Unreal, and Mendoza was getting close to neutral danger position there, but Jax ended up almost on top as they went out of bounds. These guys,
37 seconds to go.
They're one folk style match. Forrest got the first 2 takedowns, and then Mendoza kind of started to figure things out. Got a takedown in the 3rd period.
I believe there was a tilt involved as well. If I'm remembering correctly, he's really good from the top position as Mendoza as well as Forrest. 20 seconds to go. There, pulls off that wrist as Mendoza now looking to throw it by again is Jax Forrest. 10 seconds to go in the first period. Been a great start here. And that'll do it for the first. Mendoza down 3-1. Flip goes red. Jax will have choice, he'll defer, and Mendoza gonna go underneath.
See if, curious how Mendoza will approach this, because Jax is super tricky in the top position. He was wrist hunting earlier with Jax with a leg in.
And Jax jumped the gun a little bit there, trying to time that whistle on that chop. Lines up on that right side again. And we're underway. Clean start here in the second. Good job fighting hands by Mendoza. That's textbook bottom wrestling. And it's 3-2. Mendoza committed to wrestle at Missouri. Jax Forrest, one of the top recruits of his class.
Yeah, he's uncommitted. You can see a whole lot about his recruiting process on FloWrestling or on our YouTube page.
Working in and out of the ties, both wrestlers. Minute 20 left in the second. Wrist for Seth Mendoza for a moment, and then cleared. Trying to knee pound underneath, and now in on the leg is Mendoza, but fights it off as, was Forrest, and Mendoza fights it off. Single leg for Seth Mendoza, trying to come out the back door. We're scrambling again. Mendoza trying to fight in, could be neutral danger, but great recovery from Jax Forrest. Really a 50-50 position. I don't know who's in advantage here. Jax trying to hook that elbow, but a near leg could come in for Seth Mendoza. Mendoza in decent position to score as he's torn a half on the left side, but Forrest comes up to his feet, dropping in on the single with Seth Mendoza. They're not done yet. On the edge, 33 seconds to go. It's gonna be a tough finish for Seth Mendoza. Gonna need to pull Jax back and bounce. Near side cradle, he's got it locked up. They're gonna give the 3, no way. You gotta have a hip down.
We're gonna see a challenge.
Yeah, I don't think so. And the ref, the side is gonna help him, but it's not just the cradle lock. You have to have that hip down. Oh, they're waving it. They're gonna wave it.
Yeah, you can see the way that official kicked the block back. Say, yeah, you're not gonna need this challenge. We're just waving that. Man, what a position there.
Seriously, and Jax is one of those guys where I feel like he feels comfortable in dangerous positions, and that near side cradle, another example. It felt like even when the hands were locked, he didn't feel all that threatened, and you could see Mendoza had a hard time taking him over as the second period now comes to an end, 3-2. Jax's choice, and they're chatting. And they're gonna, Coach Jody Stripmatter wants to double check riding time, make sure it's correct. And in a match this close, it could come down to anything, even something as insignificant, seemingly as 4 seconds of riding time could matter, and it is 26 seconds of riding time, in fact.
Yeah, absolutely, and they're gonna have to take a look to get it figured out and head to their corners. And even though we only have 5 points on the board so far, there has been no shortage of action.
20 points of action, I would say.
Yes, yeah.
And for Mendoza, it feels like he's never going to be out of it because he's been able to get to legs consistently. And though Jax has been able to counter, he's been close on a few of those scores. And Seth getting an opportunity from top here potentially could be big if Jax goes under, and I think he will. Red is going down. So Mendoza gonna get an opportunity to ride.
He's tough here.
And quick fires that elbow up to Jax Forrest. Half on that left side for Seth Mendoza. And now switches to that right side. And now roll, man, great job turning in. And now looking to score. Working for a takedown of his own, but it's Jax Forrest counter scoring. Double leg, trying to take him through. Seth Mendoza not gonna be able to do it. Takedown, Jax Forrest. 7-2 now the lead for Jax.
See that Johnstown crowd coming to life. Jax Forrest lives just a few minutes from here.
Leg in, and Jax says he's just holding on to my wrist.
He is, but that's how he got out last time, and he does it again.
Yeah, you can get that arm on the other side of your head. It can create a lot of problems for the top wrestler. He's escaping. Seth Mendoza, still a minute to work. Very much in this match. His offense is going to keep him in this one.
For Jax Forrest, you got to be especially wary of the dump because he can turn that into feet to back.
He's working for that inside control with that left hand or elbow control. As you hear the Jax Forrest's corner say no ties, they are super aware of that dump. And he can't hit it if his hands aren't on you. 35 to go. Jax on a knee, Seth Mendoza pushing, pulling, trying to create an opening. Jax pops him off, threatens with a fake, but Mendoza closing distance well, 23 seconds to go. Level change by Jax, crowding him is Seth Mendoza. Another shot from Jax Forrest. Mendoza staying engaged, but he's got to fire an attack. Pulls a 2-on-1. And dropping down to a knee is Jax Forrest. He looks at the clock, reads 5 seconds. He knows he's close. And that's how this one's gonna end. Hometown kid, Jax Forrest, the 7-3 winner.
Jax Forrest just going to be a junior, already 3-0 at Who's Number One, trying trying to follow in Anthony Knox's footsteps and win 4 next year. And where is this guy going to commit to college?
I don't know.
That's what I want to know.